Welcome to Elks 101. Another episode of Elks Central, breaking this one down.
Reagan, touchdown Edmonton! Fajardo, Dunbar, back on top go the Elks!
Okay, welcome in. Elks Central, Declan, Eddie, and Rick, Friday, January 13th. Here on this one, right off the hop, going to be joined by a very special guest, Noah Taylor. One thing I wanted to cover, I think for next Monday's episode of Elks 101, someone had reached out to me on Instagram. Shout out Luke. He had reached out to me and asked us to explain the positions on a football field. And I think something we do is we maybe talk about the positions just kind of as is. But he had asked me, I think, specifically like explain what a Sam and a Will are. So I think it'll be great. Yeah, I think it'll be great to kind of go down, different schemes, different bases, different position names, give a little explanation, all of that. Perfect for Elks 101. So I think we'll do it Monday. Rick, you said we have Noah? Okay, perfect. We are now joined by, like I said, very special guest, former Virginia Cavalier, former UNC Tar Heel, current Edmonton Elk, and I couldn't find his high school team, so we'll have to get filled in on that one. But Noah, how are you, man? Appreciate you joining us.
What's up, man? I'm good. How are y'all doing?
Doing excellent. I got a question. Do you identify more as a Cavalier or as a Tar Heel? I know you spent more time at Virginia, but...
Yeah, no, definitely a Cavalier just because my 4 years there. My heart is definitely there, but I loved my last year at UNC. It was great.
So take us through a little bit of the recruiting process that led you to Virginia, because you're from Maryland, right? So yeah. Obviously right kind of there in the area. Was Virginia always the school you had eyes for? Was it the recruiting trip? Like what went into it that led you there?
No, so my dream school was USC, California. And I guess going throughout the whole process, I wasn't really – the main thing I cared about was like development, because I was like a very undersized guy. Like I was very raw. Like in high school, I played like corner, receiver, outside linebacker, D-line, I played everything. So I really just wanted to get developed. And the coach there at the time was Kelly Papinga, and he had guys like Kyle Van Noy, Fred Warner, who like he would show me their film. I'm like, dang, like this can be me in a couple years. And he's a great coach. He's currently the defensive coordinator for Birmingham Young, BYU.
Mm-hmm. Great season. They just had a great season.
Exactly. Yeah. And he just got promoted. He was the linebackers coach last year. He just got promoted to DC. So just like seeing the things that he would say and how much of a technician he was just a phenomenal coach. And I knew that going there, I would become a better player, a better football player.
So did you want to be an edge rusher? Like, did you want to be an off-ball linebacker? Like, where did you want to play?
I just wanted to get on the field. Like I didn't necessarily like care how it was, and it kind of hurt me in the long run just because a lot of NFL scouts were like, okay, like what can he do? You know what I mean? I never really got like great at one thing. I was just like good at anything you can imagine. So it kind of hurt me in the long run, but like it's so fun. Like, honestly, even now with the Elks, like they do a lot with me still. So it's like it's fun. I love it.
No, what was it about the position going back to, like you said, you can tell just by your play, you're so athletic and the body type, tall, lean, clearly you're able to do multiple things on the field, especially growing up. You said you played receiver on the defensive side of the ball. What was it about the DM position that really drew you to that position and, really had you fall in love with it?
Yeah. First, it was a decision between offense and defense. And defense – you can go out and make your plays. Like if you're a receiver, you're dependent on way too much. The O-line has to block, receiver got to throw the quarterback has to throw the ball. He got to see it. Like there's just too much going on. Like as a defender, the ball doesn't have to get ran my way and I could run through somebody's face. So that always like stuck out to me. And then DN specifically, I guess it was really just like I was always quicker, faster than like big fat O-lineman, so like it was always easy to get around. Like as you grow up and like obviously like those guys are pros, you're dealing like professional athletes, it becomes a lot harder and a lot more technically sound like in everything that you do. But that's what originally drew me to the position, was like I could just run around these guys all day, so this is fun.
So you had the 4 good years at Virginia there, then obviously go to UNC for the 5th year. We'll talk about the injury as well, but what led you to UNC for that 5th year there?
Yeah, so our coaching staff honestly don't really, they got fired or let go, they left. Like honestly don't know what really happened. But if I'm being honest, like really the only thing that I love, not the only thing, but the main thing I loved about Virginia was the coaching staff. They had unbelievable coaches that not only made you better players, but also better men. And I appreciated that so much. And it's part of the reason why I want to get into coaching. But when they left, I kind of just, the original plan was just to go into the transfer portal and just see what was out there, because that was what our head coach was offering. He was like, you enter the portal, you don't like it, you could always come back. And that was because of like the weird situation that we were in as far as like a coaching change. So when he left, I just entered the portal and I was just like, I mean, yeah, we'll see what it is. And then I went to UNC and just like fell in love with it. Like UVA doesn't really have the best like resources. And like my last year, my main thing was like building like an elite body as far as like nutrition and weight. And I just needed as much resources as possible. And that's exactly what UNC had. So, and I fell in love with like the guys there were amazing, and it just felt like the place to be.
So just like really quickly, like the ACC championship game this year for you must have been such a double whammy. Like if Virginia wins, they're going to the playoffs. And then also like with the UNC connection, it's Duke. Like walk me through a little bit. Walk us through watching that game. What was that like for you?
Yeah, no, I wanted Virginia to win so bad. It was so entertaining, so like I don't know the word, but it was fun just to watch like them do what I feel like we built a foundation on.
Yeah.
Like when I got to UVA, it was like no one cared about football. Like I'll never forget like my first game in that stadium was like empty, and we really built it up to something. Like I think we went one of my first like second year there, we went like 6-1 at home, and then we were kind of just like building this culture that they just like took to the top, which was like amazing to see.
When Virginia beat Florida State and you saw them rush the field like that, like had you ever been a part of anything like that or anything close to that? Because like obviously you got the hill right there, like it's basically right on the field. They just come right rushing down. Like was anything like that did that ever happen while you were there?
No. Oh my. Well, that when we beat them in we beat Florida State in 2019, and then we beat I don't like to say their name, the guys that play in Blacksburg over there. They we beat them in 2019 as well, and then we rushed the field, and it was like, oh my gosh, the feeling is you can't even explain it. And then obviously the after parties and stuff, it was electric.
So walk us through your journey then, because clearly coming out of college, you had some looks in the NFL. What led you up to the CFL, and how did you end up here?
Yeah, so it was honestly a crazy journey. So Chris Jones was after the draft, maybe. I forget the exact timeline, but he was calling me, and I'm just like, dog, like I don't want to go to Canada. Like I know I could play in the NFL. Like I know I could play in the NFL. So I spent about a year just like working out, having no clue what like my next step was. And then after about a year after the draft, where I had nothing, and I really didn't know where my football career was going to go. And I'll never forget. I was sitting right here in this seat, and I was literally about to be like, yeah, I'm done playing football. Like I don't have any other option. I don't have anything to do. And then as I'm thinking this, Chris Jones calls me for like the 10th time and was like, hey man, like, do you want to come out to Canada? But I'm like, man, I guess I really don't have like any other choice. And yeah, so I came out here and ended up loving it. Like obviously I still do want to go back and play in the NFL, but a lot better than I thought. And yeah, it's a great team, great environment. Everybody, I feel like everybody always hates on Edmonton, but like I love it. It has its own beauty to it. And
yeah. It really does. And the reality is being up here, everybody has the dream. Of course, you want to get down and back playing in the NFL. Here, it allows you the opportunity to put out some good tape. And that's the best way to get down is put that tape out. And then that's where the opportunities come. Get some workouts. And you are doing a good job of that, man. So that's kudos to you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
So walk us through the knee injury and kind of it was a knee injury, right? I tore my ACL. Yeah. So walk us through kind of what that rehab process was like how it ended your season there, and then just kind of like you said, like the uncertainty of what's going to be next.
Yeah. So it was October 29th. We were playing Pitt at home, and then I'll never forget, that was like a Saturday. I think it was like Thursday. Our like NFL scout guy, every college team has like one of those guys. He came up to me and gave me a piece of paper, and he was like, "Yo, you keep playing how you're playing, and just elevate your game, and you'll be a third, fourth round guy easily. So I'm like, I didn't really let that phase me. Obviously, I still remember it, so I care about it to some extent. But I didn't really let it like, it wasn't really like a starstruck moment for me. I was just like, all right, like I just need to put my head down and get back to work. And then that Saturday, you know, I tear my ACL, and we actually played UVA the following Saturday, and it was my birthday.
Oh,
It was,
that's a tough one to miss. That is a tough one to miss. Yeah.
No, it really did hurt. But I mean, I quickly just like I lean on God a lot through the whole entire process and through my life in general.
Amen.
And, he was constantly in my ear, just like it gave me like a feeling that like I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of. Like I see the film. Like if other people don't see it, like they'll see it eventually. And I still went to the NFL Combine. I was like the only injured player there that got the invite, and all the NFL like doctors and everything were passively aggressively telling me that like it'll never be the same. Like it'll affect me for the rest of my career, and like saying like how bad the injury was. That then I believe got to obviously NFL teams, and then that's why I ended up like getting absolutely no looks after the draft. And but I just knew like, bro, if I just keep working, like there's nothing. If I got God on my side, then nothing can be against me. So there was no doubt in my mind that if I just keep working, like I'll eventually reap the fruits.
What was the rehab process like through that injury, and how much did you learn about yourself?
I learned that, I mean, can't nothing stop me. Like whatever happens in my life, like I'm just gonna keep going. And like, yeah, like I'm not gonna sit here and be like it happened. And I was just like teasing about it the whole time, smiling, like, nah, it hurt. Like, nah, there was nights I cried myself to sleep.
Yeah.
But it was like I still woke up and went to work.
Yep.
But no, honest, like it was an experience, I'll say that. Just like the amount of different people I had to go to get rehab in, because I was going from North Carolina to Maryland, and just like finding all the people in Maryland that like were can help me out, and just like not really having like an exact plan. Like especially once I left UNC, it was kind of like there's obviously no like structure. So like from that point on, it was kind of like how I feel my body is, and as far as like asking other people. And I'll never forget the day I got cleared. I was like, I'm not good to go right now. If I was in college still and they planned on playing me that week, I would have not been okay. So obviously, like, you know, like maybe not being on an NFL team at the time was like good for me, because by the time I got here, that was like I got cleared like October of 23, and then I got here, what was that, like July of 24. But like by the time I got here, I was like 100% like ready to go.
So, you know, you come here and you kind of have the reunion with Darius Bradden and Elliott Brown. Like, how did that kind of make the transition a little bit easier? And what was the relationship with those guys like? Like, what did they tell you about Edmonton? What was the whole thing, you know, coming here like with them already being here?
Yeah, no, it was the biggest help ever. Like having Elliott here, he's my best friend since like my freshman year. So and like we're still like, you know, great friends to this day. So it was in a crazy amount of help, like just having those guys to like lean on, because you know, like especially at the pro level, you're not like getting like baby, like Noah, make sure you're here. Noah, make sure you're here. You got to be here at this time. So like being able to like just ask Elliott everything and be able to talk to him without like having to text the coach sounding clueless was like it definitely helped a lot. And just like to be just like exploring the city, like Elliott's one of those people that like showed me the beauty in Edmonton. Like if you look at it from like the outside eye, like all right, you might not like when other teams come here to visit and stuff. Oh,
you think you're playing in Toledo again or something? You think you're playing basketball?
Yeah. But I don't know. Like when you go out and like experience the town, like outside of the crackheads, like I love it here.
It's a gem, man.
Yeah, I got a lot of love for Edmonton. It gets a bad rep, but I got love for Edmonton.
There's a reason I retired. I mean, I'm from Winnipeg, so
keep battling.
Like New York City.
So Edmonton is nice.
Tell us. There was a story. You and Elliott played rock paper scissors, and the winner got to stun, right? And you ended up winning rock paper scissors, and you got the sack on the play. What was that whole story?
Yo, how do y'all know about that? Where'd y'all find that at?
We're the Nardwar. We're Nardwar, just doing our research,
Insiders,
I guess.
Insiders.
Big J Journos.
Yeah. So there's this play. It was called nickel flood play. It was a fire zone blitz, and the nickel was coming off the edge, and it was a stunt where the interior D lineman penetrates the B gap, and then the end wraps around, and it worked because we had a mic hold the center. So when the end looped around, it was like you were either a free sack or one-on-one with the back. Like every single time, like it's a guaranteed sack. If we get the time and the look that we want, guaranteed sack. So me and Elliot, we like played sides. So it was like we didn't really have like a certain no one needs to be on the field or Elliot needs to be to the boundary. It was never that. We just played sides. So I forget who was on that side for that play, but me and Elliot were literally just like, I was like, bro, let me get it. He was like, no, let me get it. I'm like, rock, paper, scissors for it. Rock, paper, scissors. I won out and got the sack. And it was funny.
And is it true you guys never did rock, paper, scissors after that?
Oh no, never again. Never again.
Oh, that's great.
What was the biggest adjustment for you? How, like, when you coming up from playing your college ball and you get up here coming off of the injury, was that yard a big factor? How do you like having that space, especially with your athleticism?
Yeah. So the yard, honestly, like you said, it has its good things and it has its bad things. For me, all of my moves were and are based on steps. So I have my outside foot up and then I'm 1, 2, and I'm making my move. Now, if you deep set me, then I might give you 3, 4. Now you're very rarely making that move off of that second step because of that yard. So for me, the biggest adjustment was like closing that ground in between the tackle, because that's the best thing that you can do. And I'm a trainer. I train some kids here in Maryland. I always tell them, like, if you make your move a yard away from the tackle, that gives them so much more time to react. So which one, just like receivers are taught, they're taught to step on the toes of the DB. So that's the same thing that we need to do, is step on their toes, and make that yard makes it harder because you have to close that ground faster. You got to close it quicker, and then you got to be precise. And obviously, like, being real, like, they don't call any holdings.
No
holdings. So you just got to be a lot more technically sound in your hands, making sure that they're not holding. Every time I went to the sideline and cried about my getting held when I was in college, and my coach would tell me it's your fault. He was like, if you're letting them get into your chest, then that's your fault.
Giving them the chest. I want to ask you, just nerding out, because, man, not often do I get to go in depth like this, and I can tell you're a coach, so it gets me giddy. Because I always found when I played coaching, because I coached kids when I played my entire career too, that helps, man. It's like you're doing extra reps for the test. So when you get out there, your game is on a heightened level. It's different. What is your key? Because I hear you talking steps and stuff, so I know you're precise. So when you're in your stance, what is your key? What are you staring at? When I played, I stared at the guard's toes, or if I was shading guard inside guard tackle, but it was the toes that I would stare at, and I would peripher their feet, because they tell you everywhere, every which play is going to be. They tell you if it's pass or run and where they're going to go. So what do you key?
So it gets hard when you're playing against veteran guys, but every tackle they'll look at their work every single time. And then they do the little thing with their back foot where, like, if they're digging it into the ground, that they're about to kick. And then it's really what they're looking like. If he gets to the line and he's just staring straight at me like this, I'm like, yeah, he's about to kick right at me. But you'll see it all the time. He'll look at where the linebacker is, or look at where his down lineman is, and I know I'm getting a down block. So definitely his eyes, and then what he's doing with his feet pre-snap.
So what was it kind of like going through, like, you come here in 24 and there's the old regime, and then, like, immediately, you kind of get that whole new regime brought in, with Ed and with Chris and with Coach Killam. What was it like for you to kind of be there at obviously the tail end of one and the beginning of the next?
Yeah, no, it was a great change, obviously, just because my favorite thing about Killam is he's a teacher. And I feel like in the game nowadays, you don't find a lot of coaches that are like, it's kind of just like, do what I say, as far as, like, Killam's like, do this because of this. Do you understand that? You know what I mean? And that really helps as far as, like, young guys trying to still learn the game. And no, it was great. I loved, my favorite thing, and I said this in our exit interviews, like, I loved how much they adjusted to us, as far as, like, even like JC with, like, calling plays. Is, like, as the year went on, like, they gave us so much credit for playing better as the year went on. But it was like, we're playing better because y'all are also coaching better. Like, y'all are also learning us the same way that we were learning them. And, it sucks that it came so late in the year, but it happened nonetheless.
So I want to get your thoughts behind that. Just the slow start in general. Why do you think it wasn't clicking early on?
Honestly, I think there was just
A lot of new faces. We that's a
yeah,
reality. A lot of
yeah,
new faces, a lot of new people. You're learning each
Mhm.
other.
yeah. I
From the
think
top
it was
down.
honestly too, like, as like just being 100% honest, I feel like through training camp and through like just looking at all the signings, we kind of just we we knew what it was. Like we knew how good we were, and maybe it just stopped at that. Like we were like, we know we're good, and we kind of just expected to win, if that makes sense,
Mm,
rather than still having to go out and earn. And then, like I said, it was like it was a two-way street as far as like the players needing to see what path the coaching staff is on. Like towards the end of the season, there's times where like it's third down, and I know what JC is calling. Like, you know what I mean? I know what he wants when we get this look on this down at this part of the field. And at the beginning of the year, we didn't have that. So it was just everybody was new, you know. So, and obviously we kept a lot of main pieces from not last year, but the year before that.
Mhm.
But it's still hard. Like football is the ultimate team sport, you know. Like basketball, you get five guys to do the same page. Like you got to get, excluding special teams, 22 guys on the same page. Another, you know, oh sorry, 24 guys.
24 in the CFL. I was just gonna say, yeah.
24 guys on the same page, and then that's not including special teams. And then the most important, not the most important, but another very important thing is your scout team players. You know, your guys that are, you know, playing the bench the whole year, and we need you to come in for this one game because our star player is hurt, and we need you to, you know, start balling out. And which we had a lot of guys do, like OJ Hilaire and JJ Ross came in to me the best corner in the CFL.
oh yeah.
Yeah, me too,
Best
man.
tandem, man.
We're
Yeah.
really
Best
high on
tandem in
JJ.
And
Tyrell.
then Brock, obviously, Joel, like the amount of guys that just came in and like there was no fall off just shows you like the culture that we're building in Edmonton.
I guess kind of on the personal side of things, like what was it like for you, obviously being on the roster, but then seeing Ed go out and put like basically $1 million into the starting defensive line? Like you obviously got Brandon and Robbie as the edges there. You got Jake and Jared in the interior. Like what was that for you personally, being a guy, you know, already on the roster, seeing these high profile, high price tag guys come in?
Yeah, man, I'm a very, very confident in my ability. Like I saw that, I was just like that, cool. Like, yeah, more, you know what I mean? More guys. I never let anything sway me. Just very confident as far as just, you know, I know my ability. I know what I'm capable of. So, and it's just competition. You know what I mean? I love competition. So we all going to work. And then my favorite thing about the group of guys that we had was there was no animosity. Like I wasn't going to Robbie and I was like, yo, help me out with this. And he's like, nah, like I don't want you taking my spot. I'm not helping you out. Like, nah, he's helping me out. I'm helping him out. Like, I'm seeing him do a pass rush. I'm like, yo, where you find that? He's sending me the clip. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like constant back and forth of like we're all trying to get each other better. And there's no like hatred or animosity towards anybody.
Yeah, selfless. That's how you have to be. That's the sign of an ultimate winning team, man.
Yep.
So what are you doing in the off season to better your game? I asked this last week to JJ. I said, is it the cliche? You're just working out, trying to get bigger and faster, or are you trying to like? I always had to sharpen my pass rush game.
Yeah.
Stopping the run was always easy for me. Rushing the passer, man, that's what gets you paid, and that's the hardest thing to do. What are you working on this off season specifically in your game?
Yeah, it's hard because it's cold. It's not as cold as it is in Edmonton, but it's cold outside, so it's hard to really like go out there and get some work. But nah, just like focused on all like the technique stuff. Like I told you, closing that ground in between the tackle. I'm trying to gain a lot of weight just to be more physical at the point of attack, and just being more technically sound as far as like one of my favorite things like to teach my kids is like expecting to win. And you'll see a lot of the guys like Von Miller. When he wins, he's like essentially falling to the ground. Like that's how crazy his bend is.
Yeah.
As soon as he wins, he's expecting to win. So he's just falling and then going ahead and making a play. You know? And that's been my biggest thing. I feel like I win and then, you know, I'm not necessarily like accelerating at the top of the point and then going to attack the quarterback. So yeah, that's one thing I'm working on.
How much do you weigh right now? What do you want to play at this season?
I'm a little over 230, probably 233, 234. And I probably want to play at around that. But in order to play at that, you know, you got to go in at like 240, 245.
Yeah.
So tell all the young bucks listening now, how do you put that on like in a good way throughout an off season?
The simplest way I could put it is 4 meals a day, 2 snacks, 3 protein shakes. That's as simple as I can put it. And that's what I've been doing since I've been trying to gain weight, and it's been and creatine's good too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Really quick, who's the best tackle you played against?
Oh, that's a good one. My boy Broxton from BC.
Okay, yeah, that's a good shout.
What he does with his feet, because he's a bigger guy. Like you don't think, but he has really, really good feet, and then he'll like kick at you and then kick back, and he's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good answer. And actually, two more for me, but one more just on because we are Elks Nation here. You had talked about Elliot showing you around the city. What is your favorite part of Edmonton? Like, what's kind of a hidden gem you want to shout out for people?
Yeah, so right before if you're driving into the city, right before you get onto the White Bridge, you look to your right. There's a hill, and it's a view. Walk up the hill, and it's a view of the entire city, and it's
Beautiful.
Yeah,
it's so beautiful.
Oh, it's a great show.
I
know. I think I know the spot as well. Yeah. And then final one for me, and we do really appreciate your time.
Yeah.
I know you don't like talking about them, but what is the atmosphere like at Tech when they play Enter Sandman?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's nice. All right.
You went there.
Yeah. All right. I just wanted to know firsthand. No, Noah, man, this has been awesome. We really, really appreciate your time. Eddie, anything? Okay. Yeah, this has been excellent, man. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope we can talk to you again during the season.
Yeah, for sure. You guys have a good rest of your day.
Appreciate it, man. You too.
All right.
Noah Taylor, starting end, Edmonton Elks. I really wanted to get the high school team. Could never find it. That's okay. For next time, I'll dig it up for next time. But no, that was great, man. I thought that was awesome. I thought it was great insight. I loved what you talked about hey, how do you gain that weight in the right way? Because I think that's some like high school kids out there. They're just coach tells them to put on weight.
Oh, and they're
crushing McDonald's 6 times a day, right?
Yeah.
Like they just hear it's a license to eat. Yeah. And obviously, like high school ball is a lot different than the CFL, but you want to put the right steps in place in order to,
you want to put it on the right way, man. And there's a difference between putting on weight via chips and chocolate bars as opposed to chicken and rice.
Oh, for sure.
It's a different type of thickness.
Yeah. Dude, I'll tell you, I think a lot of people out there who just like to eat but don't understand, maybe like food discipline, hear someone talk about like, oh, I have to eat more to gain weight. And they're like, oh, must be nice.
Yeah.
But they don't understand what it takes to eat chicken and rice 6 times a day.
4 meals, 2 snacks, and 3 shakes.
Yeah.
That is a lot of work right there.
No, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's more than I eat nowadays. That's for sure.
Yeah.
What were you
more than I want to eat?
What were you eating back in the day?
I was, man, at my peak, I was actually very like disciplined, like almost fitness model style, like competitor.
But like 4 meals a day?
Yeah, it was a lot, man. So much so and so repetitive, and I was so disciplined, except for my one cheat day, that I got to the point where I'd have to steam my broccoli, like over steam it and get it super soft, and then throw it in the blender and drink it with water and drink it.
Really?
Because I just couldn't eat the volume of broccoli, the volume of just ground beef.
Yeah.
Like I was doing anything to get it in. So yeah, I would over steam it and then blend it and drink the broccoli.
Dude, it's crazy. Like,
what was cheat day?
Oh, like insane. My worst cheat day. This would be cheat day, Rick. Picture this.
Yeah.
I get a whole large Papa John's pizza and I'm eating that in the car on the way to pick up Chinese food.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Dude, I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done that. Cause obviously like cutting weight for boxing, like you're weighing everything. You're eating like
You're not putting condiments on.
No, man.
When
It's
you
like,
really dialed?
When you're cutting, what's your calorie total for the day?
no, dude, I was doing I got down to 1,200 a day, and it was just
Savage.
And on top of that, like I'm running like 10K, right? And you're sweating, like you're in the bath, you're in the sauna. But dude, it was just like breakfast would be like 150 grams of Greek yogurt, berries. Lunch, like 150 grams of salmon, 300 grams of like green veg,
Which is like nothing.
yeah, and like 150 grams of like
So were you
cauliflower
guys
rice.
making this yourselves?
Oh, I was doing
of
everything
course,
myself.
of course,
Yeah, bro. I
yeah.
was weighing, dude. I'd be at school, like at Nate, and I'd be like carrying around a
That's
scale.
serious in school.
And
man,
yeah, dude, like it was, and it was also like,
You're tired.
dude, it's also like you get so like you're so just on edge, like you're so
Yeah,
frustrated with
totally.
everything. And it's no one's fault. Like no one's doing
Scrumpy.
anything, but everything is just And I was drinking like 12 coffees a day. Like I was chewing like 5 packs of gum a day. Like I was just
not
doing.
eat?
Yeah, well, just to like feel something
Yeah.
really. Like it was bad,
Get
man. It was
flavor
brutal.
in it.
Yeah.
Man, I think back just how easy life was. No responsibility. So I'd wake up, I'd get to the gym for 9. Of course, like nutrition is all dialed, everything for breakfast, all the egg whites. Train
Egg
from,
whites.
train
Yeah.
from 9. Yeah, egg whites and rice.
Yeah.
Train from 9 to noon, and then just go home. Another huge meal. Just game out, play FIFA or 2K.
Mhm.
Later in the year, like come April, May, once the season's right around the corner, you'd have a track session in the evening from like 4 to 6,
Mhm.
and then just another meal at night and just more gaming.
Yeah,
That's,
so
that's what
that's-
my days were,
That's
man.
Yeah,
3
man.
meals. Where the hell did you get the 4th one?
Oh,
in
there's
there?
snacks in there too. Like
Yeah.
there's
That's
like
crazy,
snacks
man.
of nuts and fruit, and yeah, there's
Oh, dude, I used to
nonstop.
go home and watch like food YouTubers and just
Really?
be like, wish that was me.
Just to hear it.
Dude, there was this one guy, Eric the
Maybe.
Electric. Like he's just weird dude, like weird guy, but he would just like crush like anything he wanted. That was like his bit. He was a competitive eater. And I was just like, would watch it, and, like my mouth would water, and it would just, it was crazy,
wanted
man.
so
Yeah,
bad.
dude. And the other thing is, like, I used to track everything in like a notebook. Like, I wouldn't put it in an app because I like to like write it down.
Yeah.
And there were days,
school.
I only had like 800 calories, and I'd run like 15K. You know what I mean? Like, and it was, but it was cool. It's like that's why I always say, like, if I ever act undisciplined in anything I do now, like I feel like I've known like the utmost degree of discipline. So I've earned it for
Takes
myself,
to a
you know?
place mentally.
Yeah, for sure. Got to go to
You guys
that
had
place.
Both ends of the spectrum,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you're down to like 1,200 calories, and
I'm
you're probably looking
trying-
at 1,200 for one
And
meal.
it was honestly probably
Jesus.
less. It was probably closer to 1,000 now that I think about it.
Man, that's tough
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah, the chicken and beef.
Yeah. It
Rice.
honestly might be harder to eat like in a crazy surplus than it is a crazy deficit.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah, because like
Forcing it.
Yeah.
2 or 3 days in, not the worst, but like now you're just like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't want. No, you have to
And it's
eat,
just
and
so
then it becomes a
repetitive.
job.
Oh, dude, yeah. And it just
repetitive.
that's what I'm saying. Like people think like people hear that and be like, "Ooh, I could put on weight, eat whatever I want." That sounds great. It's like, dude, eat chicken and rice 6 times a day with salt and black pepper. And probably not even salt actually because of the water retention. You're
Yeah,
probably eating
most
it.
mustard.
Yeah,
like, you
mustard.
know,
Yeah.
I in my super dial days, no. Like
Why?
you're-
What was so bad about Red Hot? Because I think that's like very little calories.
Yeah,
if any.
I was a big hot sauce guy.
Yeah, no, it is, but I was just
Didn't
at
like it?
mustard
Said
at
no.
mustard at most. I was just trying to go as plain Jane as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Ugh.
Not, but anyway, we'll get. No, I'm
But
sure no
hey,
one wants
man,
to hear us talk.
Now
but
I'm 245 and
Yeah. thriving,
eat
and
for
thriving.
pleasure, but yet health. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Dude, I actually went to the keg the other day with some friends. It was like a weird group. It wasn't a weird group, but it was weird that my friends like wanted to go to the keg. I was like, there's like 7 of us chilling. You guys want to go to the keg? Whatever. It turns out one of my friends had a gift card, but they ended up having the Billy Miner pie, and I was thinking of you.
You
And I was
thought of me,
thinking,
huh?
I thought of the whole one you got.
I
Yeah,
still got 2 pieces in the freezer.
Yeah, I had a bite. It was good, man.
Oh,
Like
it's
it's
good, man.
they do it right. For
They
sure.
do it
Yeah.
right. They do it right. It's a nice little treat. It's just an ice cream cake with the crumble.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you take all the sauce off.
Yeah, I remember it like differently. I remember thinking it was like a mousse kind of cake, but it really is just an ice cream cake all the way, and it's so high. We were trying to figure out like how many calories one slice is. Like it's got to
It's a
be.
lot.
I was gonna guess like 1,400.
You know,
maybe.
it's again, I had one just the other day because I had 3 pieces. Now I have 2.
Mhm.
But I took a break for a while.
Yeah.
But when we first bought it, we had all the toppings and stuff because they come in
Yeah.
containers. But we
Like
ran
caramel.
out, and the caramel,
Yeah.
the chocolate, and then the nuts. But I just had the piece, just a lone piece, and it actually was more enjoyable. Just
Really?
alone, it
Yeah.
was a little lighter tasting. It wasn't as like syrupy, and I think it's very high in calorie. But I will say the toppings are a huge reason for that.
Yeah.
Because it just tasted a lot lighter.
Yeah.
without it, you
It
know?
is if you have just a bite, like it's not. It does taste like. That's why I kind
Just
of
a
almost
slice,
remember
you
it.
mean?
Yeah,
Ice cream and cookie crumble is not going to be terrible, but if you look at something like caramel is literally just
Yeah,
melted sugar and
exactly.
butter.
That's right. And then that with the chocolate.
Yeah. That's what really like, dude. Some of these. That's the just since we're on the topic of food and calories and things like that. Like that's another one people don't understand is like how much some of these sauces add to their meals in terms of calorie. Like dude, peanut butter is another one. Like people think, yeah, let me just rip a peanut butter sandwich. It's like 600 calories. With
Yeah, it's how much peanut butter you
With how
put on
much
that
peanut butter,
sandwich,
yeah.
man.
I'm all for a tablespoon in my oatmeal every day, though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, every day I'll put a tablespoon.
That was like when I was really in a calorie deficit and I just wanted like a little something. I have like a spoonful of peanut butter.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
I had a roommate in Hamilton. I'll keep his name disclosed, but he used to just get so blasted, so high. In one night, I woke up the next morning to a whole jar of peanut butter eaten and a whole jar of Nutella. True story, guys.
No.
True, guys. True story. Whole jar of peanut butter, whole jar of Nutella.
Man,
like
I couldn't even imagine eating
one night, just so
That's
blasted.
crazy. Just like 2 spoons
Just
both
going.
into the mouth.
Munching.
I couldn't even imagine eating a whole thing of Nutella.
Or peanut butter.
Imagine both.
Peanut
Imagine
butter.
your gut, like how you just feel so bloated and gross. Oh, yeah, it's true
that's a good
story.
point.
Not even making it up.
I guess
Whole jar of each.
what type of peanut butter? Because I could imagine eating the all natural. Like that's
Smooth.
obviously still
It
crazy,
was
but
like
I could.
Kraft Smooth.
Okay,
the
so it's like
green.
you got the. Okay, yeah, that is crazy. Then
Yeah,
that's
savage,
crazy, man.
Savage.
Shout out him.
Yeah.
That's tough. Elite few can pull that one off.
Yes. Right.
It's been good. I guess really quickly before we go, we should probably like Noah. What expectations for him next season? Because I think
6+, I'd say.
I agree. I was thinking 8.
Mm.
I was thinking 8, and I think he's going to be first name on the depth chart as that edge rusher.
I'd agree.
Yeah,
I like his attitude.
I like his attitude a lot. He's a guy who like nose down work.
Yeah.
And you can tell, like, even just from that interview, you can tell that that's what he's about. That's what he's like. He says, like, and I get it. I totally understand where he's coming from. He's talking about, I know how good I am. Like, I just got to keep working. And it sucks when others, obviously now it's being noticed, like in, extension and, playing professional ball, like now it's being realized. But to have to go through that and just put your nose down, do up your bootstraps, start working, and then get here. Like, it's got to be such a rewarding feeling to get here. And then obviously we've seen it from the results on the field. So
Man, isn't that ironic that he really likes Edmonton in that sense too? And that's what Edmonton is represented. It's
Blue
all
collar,
what it's all about, man.
what we got to start asking these guys that we've never asked them, the Americans, I mean. We got to start asking them about, like, what's it? You a hockey guy now?
Yeah,
Like the oil rubbed off on you.
Yeah.
I haven't, thought to ask that once.
Yeah.
Another thing I love how open these guys are about their NFL aspirations. Like,
Well, that's the
it's
truth of it.
yeah, it's big, especially like these,
the
yeah.
money, man. It's all about the money.
And
You're
I-
trying to get that paycheck,
Dude,
That's the
but I really
lotteries
think
you can get
I
in.
really think a bigger part of it is being American. Like, they just want to be home. Like, I don't think it's a knock on the CFL. I think it's just they want to be closer to home.
But that's what he was saying, though. He's like, I didn't want to go to Canada.
yeah,
Right? Like, there's an opportunity. They didn't want to, and he took a year off and just worked out and just and all focus was all about playing in the NFL without any real proper way of like he was just working out, right? Didn't really know what he was doing, but he was working out. And how many times that if it was actually 10 phone calls, that's a lot of phone calls, man.
And,
Like, you'd think the GM's going to give up after
it's a true
5.
love of the game too. Like, a lot of guys, they will transition and give up on ball.
Yeah.
But it's a true love of the game.
And then
that's
it's
what
awesome
it
to have
is
them come
in
up
the
here and speak
CFL.
about the good of it.
Yeah, the CFL, man. You get a lot of guys up here for the love of the game because you ain't gonna get rich.
No, for like, I still maintain, like, growing up, all I wanted to do was play in the CFL. Like, I didn't even think about the NFL. Dude, I remember one time I was like in an airport or something, and like there was like a Pats game on one of like the airport like restaurant TVs, and I was kind of looking, and I was like to my dad, I was really young. I was like, "What's that?" And he's like, "It's a different league." And I was like, "I don't care." I don't
And the
wanna watch.
CFL was lit though back then.
Oh, dude.
Like, it was late 90s, like when I started
man.
watching.
Early 2000s was
2000s.
crazy.
Like, I just remember Friday night football. Like, it was lit,
The
man.
quality of the
Dude,
quarterbacks
that
back then
song-
was insane.
Wendy's kick for $1 million.
You just see
And it
the
sounds
crowd.
great for football.
It's packed, man.
But I know when it feels
Crowd.
just right. Friday, I don't remember the rest of the song, but yeah, that song was cool. And the panel was dope.
Yeah.
Like Jock and Dave Randorf
exactly.
and
Dave
Schultze.
was the
And
man.
yeah. Oh man, glory days.
It was.
It was the glory days for me because
That's
it's
what I
what
grew
made
up
me
on.
fall in love with
That's
sports.
what I grew up on in the CFL.
And I guess the other big thing then was like rosters, like team stayed teams for a little bit longer.
It's
Like,
true. Yeah,
that was a
the
big part
1-year
of it.
deal that really changed things.
Yeah.
It did. But it also allowed guys to go and fetch more money. But you just become,
Yeah.
just
Commodity.
Yeah, you're a commodity out there and
Yeah.
chasing a buck everywhere. There's no
Yeah, like
roots.
it's just talking with Noah there about like coming here and having Elias and Darius Brad, and like year later, both of like Darius is out in Toronto and Elliot's down south. Like, it's quick. Obviously,
it
down
changes,
south it's a
man.
little bit different, but it is quick. Like, you come here, you think your guys are there, you think your boys are there, and then all of a sudden,
in
You
college.
know, yeah.
And I like
exactly.
what Noah said. Like nobody's here holding your hand.
Yep.
You have to grow up fast,
Mhm.
and it does help having guys here showing you some of the ropes and how to go about things. But yeah, it's tough. Even like we talked about this in an episode in the past, finding housing and stuff.
Oh,
yeah, the club will help you to a degree, but no, it's on you.
Really? Hey, like how much? Talk a little bit about that, because I think people might not
it's-
understand that.
They'll give you a list of, you know, maybe a few different agents or people who players have rented from in the past, but never have I seen like someone from the club go out and actually lock down and secure a rental for
Yeah.
you and figure all that out. And then if you're getting a rental, is it fully furnished? If not, you got to figure out furniture rental. And then if you don't have a vehicle, it's hard to go around and look at different showings. I really never had that issue. I'm from Canadian, obviously, so I knew the ropes and knew how to go about the business. But a lot of guys, if you're here and you have no transportation,
Yeah.
you don't have enough money for a down payment because you also got to put down the deposit and first month's rent.
Yeah.
You're not getting paychecks yet because we're not in week 1 because you got to figure all this out in training camp.
Yeah.
It can be tough, man.
Now, if maybe Bo Levi comes to town or Nathan Rourke comes to town, you know, is the team a little bit? They'll find you a place to live.
Yeah, to a degree, probably a little more higher end. You're not. Most guys are looking to cheap out,
Yeah.
but also there's often instances where like quarterbacks are like all under one roof, like
Yeah.
sharing a house or rooming up with a buddy, like because everybody's trying to save a buck.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody wants to live for cheap. So
Yeah.
just because it is Bo Levi or Nathan Rourke, they don't want to go live in the penthouse.
Yeah.
It's a different mindset than like hockey, where these guys, they can easily drop 5 to 10K a month on their rent. CFL players are not trying to drop 5 to 10K on their rent.
Did most guys live around the stadium?
A lot of guys like
Yeah.
basement suites. Like, man, I've had some gully places.
Really? Hey.
Oh, gully. Yeah.
Where? Which city?
Here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I lived in a real grimy basement suite way out north, 144th.
Oh, yeah.
like
Deep. What
Londonderry.
street? Oh, yeah. Okay.
like right by
Yikes.
Londonderry. Yeah,
Okay.
like way deep north.
Yeah.
Basement suite. That was.
And you had
gross.
your car with you?
Yeah.
Broken into?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Just checking. Hey,
And
just
then
checking.
a spot downtown Jasper, the view was sick because it was overlooking the golf courses and stuff in River Valley. But like it was a pretty gross apartment.
Yeah,
A
man.
1-bedroom. It was pretty grimy.
Dude, I'm still in my first apartment, like from when I first moved out. I've been there for I don't even know how many years now, like a while. And I'm like, dude, I'm finally like, maybe I should like upgrade this place a little bit. Like maybe I should go get a nicer
Do
place.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not there enough, so it's like it doesn't even.
True, you're
really,
always
Yeah, I'm
out of your
always,
grows.
like
Yeah.
always. It doesn't. So
In the
what's the
Estates.
point? Yeah, out in
Estates.
gated community.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah,
don't know
yeah.
about that.
You got a punch code and then they zoom into your face.
Dude, I remember driving around that neighborhood like in my old car, like in 02 Acura. I'm just like,
Feeling
I don't
gross in
belong.
there, huh?
Dude, I was waiting for people to like tell me like main road's back that way.
What you doing in here,
Yeah,
boy?
you dropping off the newspapers?
Boy,
Yeah, yeah,
Amazon?
yeah. It's like, oh, you'd like, yeah. You can actually side roads back that way. I think you missed a couple turns. Neighborhood you wants back
Yes,
there. Yeah. So getting a newer one finally made me feel like I fit in a little bit, but even still, imposter syndrome. All right. Anything else we want to finish on? I guess. Rick, actually, was there anything we didn't ask that you thought we should ask?
No, man. Honestly, I've
All right.
enjoyed these Friday interviews. I just kind of sit back and I don't think we've had a bad interview yet.
No, I've been really happy with how all of them
I mean,
have gone.
we all know the elephant in the room, but we don't always have to do that.
Yeah. And it was cool. Like everything was.
We didn't have to bring that up.
Hey, I
Everything
I
went well.
enjoyed the fact he brought out off the top. Oh, it's the rock paper scissors there, and he was. And
Yeah,
then
he's
you
taking
dropped
it
the
back.
Nardwar reference. That was a
He's
nice
taking
one.
He
too.
liked the Nardwar reference too.
I enjoyed it. I don't know if he understood it though.
Oh man, that's tough. I thought he would have loved that one.
He may have. I don't know.
Dude, the craziest part was like it was in the Elks press release when they signed him. Like it was not that hard to find.
rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah, it was not that hard to find. But I didn't want to say that because then it makes me.
No,
me
you
look like
take
I'm
the
not.
credit. Take the credit.
I wonder if he's listened past and he's listening now and he's just heard me admit that. But that's cool.
All good.
It was dope. All right, cool. We will we'll talk to you guys on Monday. We definitely want to do a positional breakdown. Thank you again, Luke, for that message. We're definitely going to get to that. It's been a lot of fun. Oh, and I wanted to touch on this. I touched on this on Mondays. If you, for whatever reason, only listen here on Elks Central, We also do Elks 101. It's posted on a different page anywhere you get your podcasts. Apple, Spotify, YouTube, whatever it is. YouTube, that's not true actually, but Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, you can find it there. If you only listen to Elks Central like this, we also do Elks 101 every Monday. Appreciate you guys for listening. Talk to you again soon. Love you guys.